गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। मुझे मिल गया नंद कुमार, मुझे मिल गया नंद कुमार ब्रज की गलियों में। गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय। गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय। मुझे मिल गया नंद कुमार ब्रज की गलियों में। मैं जल भरने जमुना गई थी, मुझे मिल गया मेरा प्यार। मुझे मिल गया मेरा प्यार ब्रज की गलियों में। चुपके से मेरे सामने आके, चुपके से मेरे सामने आके, सामने आके सामने मेरा घुंघटा लिया निकार ब्रज की गलियों में। गलियों में मिल गया नंद कुमार ब्रज की गलियों में। देखे बिना मुझे चैन न आवे, चैन न आवे। देखे बिना मुझे चैन न आवे। मुझे मारे प्रेम कटार ब्रज की गलियों में। गलियों में मुझे मिल गया नंद कुमार ब्रज की गलियों में। जन्म जन्म से ढूंढ रही थी मैं, घट घट में खोज रही थी। मुझे मिल गया मेरा प्यार, मुझे मिल गया मेरा भरतार ब्रज की गलियों में। गलियों में उस दिन जाने क्या क्या पाया, अब तक कोई समझ न पाया। उस दिन जाने क्या क्या पाया, हो अब तक कोई समझ न पाया। मेरा बसा दिया संसार ब्रज की गलियों में। गलियों में गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय। गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय। गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय। गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय राधा रमण हरि गोविंद जय जय राधे राधे राधे।
Hello, hello. It's a beautiful day in Toronto, and we welcome you to our program this morning. Today is a busy day for us. We have the festival today, Diwali festival, and we hope those who are coming will enjoy it. We pray to Bhagwan that during this morning's Puja that we should at least get some peace of mind, get some strength of mind, peace of mind, as we are in this pursuit of spirituality. Om Asangoham 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 Punah Punah
Asangoham 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 Punah Punah
Satchidananda Rupoham
Satchidananda Rupoham
Ahameva Ahamaya
Ahameva
Dadharvanishto smiracha atmavedi Nabhaktivan Charadarabilde Akincha Ananya Gati Sharanya Tvatpadabulau Sharanam Prapadye Guru Surya hai Chal Guru hai
Guru Surya hai Chandra Guru hai
Guru hai Pura Prakash
Guru hai Purna Prakash
गुरु के चरणों में मिलता है गुरु के चरणों में
मिलता है
तलवल को उल्लास
Guru Surya hai Chandra Guru hai Guru hai Purna Prakash
कायेन वाचा मनसेन्द्रियैर्वा बुद्ध्यात्मना वा प्रकृते स्वभावात् करोमि यद्यत् सकलं परस्मै नारायणायते समर्पयामि
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva
Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murari He Nath
Narayana Vasudeva
Divve pivasvat mritameta deva Govindadavo Dharamadavete Govindadavo Dharamadavete Govindadavo Pujagashainam Padmanabhyam Suresham Vishwadharam Gagana Sadisam Vegavarnam Subhagam.
Shri Krishna Govinda Hari Murari He Nath Narayana Vasudeva.
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Boliye.
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Oh, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Oh, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai
Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Oh, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Oh, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Oh, Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Oh, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Oh, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Oh, Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol.
Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bol. Two men were in a bar and they were drinking. And they had the booze had the better of them. So one man said to the other man, "Where do you live?" He said, "I live in this number street in Toronto." He said, "Oh, I live there too." He said, "Oh, really?" He said, "Yes." He said, "What house? You have a house?" He said, "No, I live in an apartment." He said, "I live in an apartment too." He said, "Which floor you live on?" He said, "I live on the 4th floor." "I live on the 4th floor too." So he said, "What apartment number you live in?" He says, 404. He says, "Come on, eh? I live in the same apartment too." So one man was observing this, and he was perplexed that these two people were living the same apartment, the same address, and they never met one another before. This was the thing. They never met one another before. So the bartender came and told this guy who was just going besides himself that how come these two people live in the same apartment and never met before? He said, "Don't worry. They have been doing this every time they see a stranger come into place. This is their action." You know what it means? It means that we do not know who lives with us. You get my point? We think that we live alone, but we live with someone else. And that someone else, we know that we are stranger to him. We are stranger to him. We are such a stranger to him that we do not even know that we're in the same place. And that stranger is no one else but Bhagwan. But what you have to do, you have to see him. You have to have the methodology to see him and to know him. This is the purpose of our life. And the purpose of our life is not to say that if you are in the lowest standard of living, you must always say, I do not belong to this league. You know what it means? It means it gives you the impetus and it gives you the energy to go to a league above. If you're an ordinary office clerk, you're working in a big corporation, what you say? I do not belong to this league. Means I must get above this league. And with that person who is within me, that person who is that, okay, call it, you don't want to call it God, call it energy. Call it that subtle body which I've told you all about. That energy that was within me, that energy is going to help me to go above the league that I am in. Never say that I must accept this in life. No, you must always try to say, this is not my league. And you know, the people, if you are a poor working class family, don't say, oh no, I belong to a poor working class family, and leave it there. No, you say, you know what? I belong to a different league. Look at Sindhutai. You heard of Sindhutai? Sindhutai, I told you all the story about Sindhutai. She wanted to kill herself, you remember? And she heard somebody crying that they're hungry, and she went and begged and fed the man. And then she decided to pick up with orphans, and now she is the recipient of so many orders. You remember I told you that she was left to die under a cow. The cow stood over her. And even when the family were coming to check whether she was dead, the oxes and the bulls, they will, with their horns, they will remove these people from there. So much Bhagwan looks over us. So much so that she picked up orphans and orphans. But what was the greatest thing of Sindhutai? Her husband, who had put her out. He came one day to the ashram, old and tortured. I remember, he was about 20 years older than her. She was 9 when he was 30 when they got married. And when he came to her, I said, you know, I'm hungry, I need food. She looked at him and she said, oh, you remember me? You had put me out and kicked me in my belly to kill my child and left me to die. But today, you will come into my ashram, not as my husband, but you'll come as my son. And there was a girl there who was smiling. That girl was a girl who was guarded by the cows. She became a medical doctor. So I'm reminding you all about this story again today to tell us that we must never be satisfied with the league that we are in. We are above this league. We should not be satisfied to say that I am here and I'm going to stay here. No, never say that. If you say that, you'll always be here. So let us try to see how, in using this, how we can get the blessings of Prabhu. Darshana do ghan shyam nath more akhiya pyasi re.
Darshan do
जगा दो मन मंदिर में ज्योत जगा दो घट घट वासी
दर्शन दो घनश्याम मोरी अखियाँ प्यासी रे दर्शन दो
One day, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went and saw a group of Brahmins reading the Bhagavad Gita. And he saw one man in that group who was holding the Gita upside down. But he was crying. He was crying all the time. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked these people, who is this man? He is holding the Gita upside down and he's crying. He said, oh, Adpad Admi hai. He's an illiterate man. He does not know to read. And that is why he's crying this much. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, being a God-conscious individual, connected with the man. And he asked him, why are you crying? He says, my Lord, I do not know to read. But when I hear the Gita starts, and I see Kurukshetra in front of me, I see Bhagwan Krishna in front of me, I see the two armies in front of me, I see Arjun kneeling in front of Krishna. I see it in my mind, it's so clear in my mind. That darshan is so clear in my mind that no one can tell me that Bhagwan Krishna is not there. I hear the Gita from them. And although I cannot read, I can hear the voice of Krishna talking to the depressed Arjun. When he finished speaking, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu picked him up, hugged him, and took him along with him. This is when we have the darshan of the Lord. Darshan do darshan Nath more akhiya pyase
दर्शन दो घनश्याम नाथ मोरी अखियाँ प्यासी रे दर्शन दो
तेरी फिर भी न देखे सूरत तेरे
मंदिर मंदिर मूरत तेरी फिर भी न देखे सूरत तेरी
युग बीते ना आए मिलन के युग बीते ना आए मिलन के
पूर्णवासी दर्शन दो घनश्याम लात मोरी अखियाँ प्यासी दर्शन दो घनश्याम
For ages and ages I go into your temple and I see your murti, but I don't see your face. Yugabite I Milanaki Purnabasire. And Lord, I cannot see you, but I know that you are there. Dvaradayaka Jabatu Kole. Dvaradayaka Jabatu Kole. Palchabasudame Kunga Bole. Anda Deke Langala Chalakara. Anda Deke.
लंगड़ा चल कर पहुँच काशी रे दर्शन दो घनश्याम नाथ मोरे
अखियाँ प्यासी
दर्शन दो घनश्याम.
When you open up the door for me, Prabhu, द्वार दया का जब तू खोले, पंचमसुर में Mukam karoti vachalam, pangum lamghayatem girim. Even the dumb speaks. Lord, when you open up my door, everything comes to me. Speech, vision, everything comes to me. Anda dekhe, langara chalakar. The blind see, the lame walks. This is what when darshan of Bhagavan comes to us. Pani pi kar pyasa bujhao. Pani pi
कर प्यास बुझाओ
नैनक को कैसे समझाओ. आँख में चोरी छोड़ो अब तो.
आँख में छोरे छोड़ो अब तो घट घट वासी रे दर्शन दो घनश्याम नाथ मोरे अखियाँ प्यासी रे दर्शन दो घनश्याम.
You can satisfy thirst with water. पानी पीकर प्यास बुझाओ. नैनन को कैसे समझाऊं? How can I make my eye understand when I can't see you? So take away this covering of my eye and stay in my mind, Prabhu. Darasharado, This is what happened. The saint called Sutikshana. Sutikshana went and he was there, and the Lord came to him. And Sutikshana had the image of Sri Ram in his heart. Sutikshana, I don't know how much of you all know about this. He was about 7 years old when he was in his guru's ashram. Who was his guru? You have heard the story of Sutikshana so many times. Who is guru?
No memory.
Guruji? That is a popular katha for the temple that you come from. What is who is Sutikshana's guru? So his guru told him that take this my saligram and go and wash it in the river and bring it back for me. He was only 6 or 7 years old. So he had his saligram in his hand. He was going, and he saw a huge mango tree, beautiful mangoes. So like all young boys, he took stone and he pelt the mangoes, and the mangoes came down. He ate. Mango was sweet. He pelt more. He ate more. Then he decided that there was no more stone. So what he used?
The saligram.
He used the saligram. And the saligram went right through the leaves of the tree, through the stems of the tree, and went right into the river. So, oh my God, what's going to happen? He ran to the river. The river was flowing. He searched all about the bottom of the river, but he could not get the saligram. He went to his guru, and his guru said to him, you go back and bring my salagram to me. He told his guru, I am going to bring the Lord to you. And this is Sutikshana. 40 years he spent in meditation. 40 years he spent in meditation. And when the Lord came in front of him, he would not open his eyes because he saw, and the Lord knew that it is his image in his heart which is preventing him from seeing. And the Lord then woke him up. And the katha goes, it is in Aranyakanda, above Doha 14.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
Parama prasanna janu muni mohe. Jo parama gaho devo soto he.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
One kaha maya baraka bahuna chacha. Samujhe na paraya jhutha ka sacha.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Rama.
और काहे मुनिवर मुझे तुम अत्यंत प्रसन्न जानो जो बर मांगोगे मैं तुम्हें वही दूंगा. He says, Lord Rama said to him, I'm so pleased with you. Whatever you want, I'll give it to you. But this is the sage reply. So the Sutikshana ji ने कहा, मैंने तो कभी बर मांगा ही नहीं. I never asked for anything. Why is it important that I should read this? Whenever we come to the Lord, we always have a shopping list. Shopping list. कितना नमक चाहिए, कितना चीनी चाहिए, shopping list. We come with a shopping list in front of the Lord. And then we pray and we go outside and say, you know what? The Lord does not like us. And if you look at this slide now, it says that karma has no menu. You get served what? You deserve. No menu. You can't go and ask for pasta if there's no pasta on the menu there. The only thing on the menu is what your karma has. So this means to us that whatever we are bhoging in our life, whatever difficulties we are having in our life, either with children, husband, wife, brothers, sisters, neighbors, whoever, whatever we are having in life is all karmic. And if we understand that, we will get lots of peace of mind. If we do not understand that, we'll always have that trouble. So karma has no menu. You get served what you deserve. And he says, Lord, मैंने तो कभी बर मांगा ही नहीं. इससे यह समझ में नहीं आती कि क्या झूठ है और क्या सच है. This is hallmark of a saint. I don't know what is real. I don't know what is unreal. What can I ask for? And then the Lord told him to ask, And this is what he asked for, Chopai.
Ram Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Pratit Pavan Sita Ram.
बहुत दिवस गुरधर सरुपाये भये मोहे ये आश्रम आए
Ram Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Pratit Pavan Sita Ram.
अब प्रभु संग जाऊं गुरु पाई तुम कहो नाथ दे हो राधाई
Ram Siya Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Pratit Pavan Sita Ram.
राम सिया राम जय जय राम
Pratit Pavan Sita Ram.
और क्या कहा बहुत दिवस गुरु दर्शन पाए और तब सुतीक्षा जी ने बोले कि गुरु अगस्त जी के दर्शन पाए और इस आश्रम में आए हुए मुझे बहुत दिन हो गए अब मैं भी प्रभु के साथ गुरु जी के पास चलूंगा इसमें है नाथ आपके प्रति कोई उपकार नहीं है मुनि की चतुराई देखकर कृपा निधि से रामचंद्र ने उन्हें साथ ले लिया और दोनों भाई हंसने लगे प्रभु राम knew what was in his heart that he wanted to go there so he took him and what he went there and he took him to his guru's ashram. I asked his guru to come out. Guruji, come. I told you I'll bring the Lord for you. Here is the Lord in the form of the Kripanidhan, Sri Ram and Lakshman. Have your fill of them. Agastya came, looked after them, etc., etc. So, when we have that firm faith that we cannot be satisfied with the level that we are on. I don't belong to this league. I belong to another league. We all have a magnet in us. Believe me. We all have a magnet in us. That magnet is our Atma. And it is dependent upon you, how you shine that magnet, how you keep that magnet, whether it will attract. Some people have such a magnet, wherever they go, people flock around them. Why? The magnet in them pull people to them. Some people have a magnet when they go somewhere, when they leave the place looks a little dull. So that's a magnet, you have to develop it in yourself. Never ever be satisfied with the league that you are in. Always be satisfied. Always try to go above. Go above. Go above. But you go above, try not to have two things in your mind. You must not be covetous. Never be covetous that of the person who is in the league above you. But no, I am going to work. So you don't have to feel morally accountable to anyone but yourself. You don't have to feel morally accountable to anyone but yourself. Do a simple daily audit by asking yourself, did I live my life today that makes me feel closer to God? Correction will come. Do a simple audit. Did I live my life today that I hurt someone? If I hurt someone, I should ask them pardon. Never be too big to say, I'm sorry. Never ever be too big to say, I'm sorry. So, Did I live my life today that makes me feel closer to my God? This is what the message I would like to give this morning. To have the darshan of Him. So that that magnet you have in your heart must be shining. And keep it shining. And you can keep it shining with meditation. You can keep it shining with devotion. And do not forget the story I told you about the Brahmin who held the Gita upside down. Remember I told you that? He held the Gita upside down. He had no knowledge, but he had devotion. Gyan makes our devotion stronger. And devotion takes us to the path of knowledge. Always. Parama Prakasha Rupa Dirarati. In your heart does not require a wick, it doesn't require ghee, it does not require any vessel, but when it is lit, it's lit forever. When we do Aarti, we say, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Swami Jai Dinanath Hare, Bhakta Jano Ke Sankat, Bhakta Jano Chhad me, Lord, take away my difficulties in a fleeting second. When we do the Aarti. That's what the Aarti is saying. But how can we do that? When our mind is not on Him, when our mind is corrupt, when our mind is all over the place, in all sorts of other things except the Aarti. So what I would like to say, if anyone is listening, that whenever you do Aarti to Bhagwan, you have to put Him in your heart. Chadame dura kare
Om Jai Jagadish Hare.
Jo dhyave phala pave dukha bin se
मन का स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का
sukha sampatti ghar aave
सुख संपत्ति घर आवे
kashta vite taraka.
ओम जय जगदीश हरे
We are saying, may all wealth come to you. Sukha sampatti, happiness, wealth, and kashta, all difficulties must go away from me, Prabhu. But all of us do this Aarti and we don't have this in our mind. We sing it, and those who understand Hindi, they know what they're saying, but still, it does not come in their mind. Because if we want to be like Sutikshana, and we want Him to come into our hearts, we have to work very hard. Guru, the Guru. Jyot, Jyotas Jyot Jagao, Sadguru Jyotas Jyot Jagao. Gar Shyam Radhe Radhe,
निकुंज में विराजे घर श्याम राधे राधे,
निकुंज में विराजे घर श्याम राधे राधे,
निकुंज में विराजे घर श्याम राधे राधे,
श्याम राधे राधे घर श्याम राधे राधे,
श्याम राधे राधे घनश्याम राधे राधे,
श्याम राधे राधे घर श्याम राधे राधे,
ओ श्याम राधे राधे घनश्याम राधे राधे,
निकुंज में विराजे घर श्याम राधे राधे,
निकुंज में विराजे घनश्याम राधे राधे,
अरे राधे 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 घर श्याम से मिला दे,
राधे 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 मेरे श्याम से मिला दे,
राधे 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 घर श्याम से मिला दे,
ओ राधे 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 घनश्याम से मिला
ओ
दे,
हो राधे 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 घर श्याम से मिला दे,
ओ राधे 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 घनश्याम से मिला दे,
राधे 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 घर श्याम से मिला
ओ
दे,
राधे 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 घनश्याम से मिला दे,
उनके रहमत का झूमर सजाया है,
उनकी रहमत का झूमर सजाया है,
उनके रहमत का झूमर सजाया है,
उनकी रहमत का झूमर सजाया है,
कमले वाले के महफिल सजे
वो
है,
कमली वाले की महफिल सजी है,
कमले वाले के महफिल सजे है, speak to you about Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer is a very common condition. And they say if you are over 85, if you live over 85, you have a 50% chance of getting Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is one of the most common mental disorder. And as you can see, in that the Alzheimer is named after Dr. Alzheimer. In 1906, he described Alzheimer's disease. There are two things in that our brain uses, and they are called amyloid and tau, T-A-U, tau. Amyloid and tau. We do use the amyloid, the brain does use the amyloid and tau, but when the amyloid starts to build up more than normal in the brain, it forms what are called plaques. And the amyloid, you have the next slide? Next slide? Forward by here. Yeah. So if you look at that red column, you see the red column? This is a straight column. The tau is responsible for all the nutrients to deliver to the nervous tissue without directly. When that cylinder, as you can see the next picture, becomes, you see how it becomes twisted? Then the tau starts to go into the cell, and there, you see the number 3 there? It goes into the cell, and it forms what is called tangle bodies. The amyloid, are you all with me still, or? The amyloid, next slide, let me see what the next slide has. Next slide, please. These are stages of Alzheimer's. This is where the early stages of Alzheimer's. The amyloid, when it forms the plaque, it prevents the transference. See, the nerve sends a message from one cell to another cell, and then to another cell, and then to another cell. And that's how, without calling the medical names, confusing you, it's just to say the amyloid is responsible for the transference of the electrical stimulus from one cell to the other cell. In other words, the cell is like a circular, and it has lots of legs, like an octopus. You got it? The octopus legs is where the amyloid deposit. And when they deposit there, you don't transmit. You can imagine that. It not destroys it, but it takes over it, so it doesn't transmit the message properly. Am I right? So tau goes inside the cell, amyloid is outside the cell in the, what are called dendrites or prongs. And that is what, when that happens, the first sign of, although, before I get there, although Alzheimer's was discovered since 1906 up to today, which is over 116 years, there is no cure for Alzheimer's. So why am I talking about Alzheimer's? I'm talking about Alzheimer's to see how we can prevent us from getting Alzheimer's. And if we are on the slow stages of Alzheimer's, we can try to arrest it so you don't progress further. This is the reason why I'm talking this morning. So how do you know a person has Alzheimer's? All you all, I'm sure most of you have seen a person with Alzheimer's. Am I right? Most of us have seen or dealt with a person with Alzheimer's. And as you get older, you will see more people with Alzheimer's if you don't get it by that time. The first thing they have is memory loss. But you know what memory loss they get? Short memory loss. They put a pen down somewhere. I mean, it happens to all of us. So don't feel you all have Alzheimer's, okay? You put a pen somewhere, and then you're looking for the pen. Or you have your glasses on your eye, and you're looking for your glasses.
Yeah.
Which is a typical thing, right? Where are my glasses? My glasses are the eye, buddy. So, short-term memory loss. But this is, for us, it happens to us now and then, but this is a constant thing with these people. Short-term memory loss. But they remember old-time story. You got it? First sign of Alzheimer's, short-term memory loss, but they can tell you all the old-time story. That is when the amyloid affects a certain part of the brain called the hippocampus. Hippocampus deals with memory loss. There's another part of the brain which deals with emotion. So the first part is memory. Then as it progresses, it deals with emotion. You will see in the advanced stages of patients who has Alzheimer's, they have no emotion. They just stare at you, no emotion whatsoever. People with Parkinson's has that feature also. They have no expression. So, memory loss, then emotional next, please. Next. Yeah, anyway. He's so busy with other things. What's that? Erratic mood swings. Erratic. They get paranoid. They feel somebody's after them. Somebody's going to fight them. This person don't want them. And when people don't understand this in the family, when they don't understand this, they think this man is rude. And it's not rude. It's just that this brain is affected by this amyloid and the tau. That is why all this is happening. So, and then it gets worse and worse and worse. So how do we prevent this from happening? The brain needs fat. Okay? Fat. When a baby is born, the mother's milk, the first 2 or 3 days of the mother's milk is called colostrum. I think I told you that before. It's filled with lots of fat. Look how great the Creator is. It's filled with fat because the baby's brain is small. And the baby's brain has, the reason why I'm telling you this, to tell you the importance of fat. The baby's brain is small, and the baby's brain has to grow. So the Lord gives the mother colostrum for the first few days, so the baby gets that. It energizes him, it grows brown fat, and it becomes ketotic, it goes to his brain and affects his brain. And not only that, the baby is born with lots of fat, except in very, very malnourished individuals. If a healthy baby, you can see the face is fat, the belly has fat, they have fat all over. Is that the legs, chunky, etc.? And that fat is then used for the brain. What else can we do to help ourselves to prevent Alzheimer's from coming? Exercise. Exercise And I told you this before. Pranayam. Pranayam and Kapal Bhati. Like that. It increases B, D, N, F. Remember that word. Can you write it up for them? B, D, N, F. Brain deriving nutritional factor. B, was it B, D, N, F? Brain derived neurotropic factor. Brain derived neurotropic factor. Pranayam. This is why we always say, do pranayam first thing in the morning, do pranayam before you go to bed, because the pranayam is so important. There's one pranayam and Kapal Bhati, they call it Agnisar Yoga, where the fire is in the stomach, and pull the stomach in. When you pull the stomach in, you inhale. You do it. So you don't have to inhale. You understand what I'm saying? But you do it, and then you get shorter, but then you might inhale, unless you become an expert of it. So these are some simple things. Exercise, pranayam, eat good fats. The fruits you eat is good, but the best BDNF, brain, derived neurotropic factor. Anyway, so, and then, best fruit to eat is avocado. And the best thing to drink is extra virgin olive oil. This, I've told you all this before. All right. They have shown, are you all with me still? Or you want to hear more about this?
Yeah.
They have shown that in Africa, people get the gene, the same gene that gives Alzheimer's that people have in America. But the people in Africa do not get Alzheimer's as much as the people in America. You know why? Because of what you eat. We never used to eat processed foods before. So what people are saying, that if you have the gene and you are in America, go to Ibadan in Africa and live there. Because when you live there, you get a corn from the soil, which is not a GMO, genetic modified food. It is not. It is grown, so the crop. So what gives us this Alzheimer's? Processed foods. And this comes to a favorite topic of mine, which I've been telling you all the time. The carbohydrates increase the insulin in our body. And when the insulin is increased in our body, the deposition of amyloid is more in our brain. So you want to make sure you don't have a surge of insulin. And to prevent the surge of insulin, you do intermittent fasting. Because you want to keep your insulin low. When you keep your insulin low, the fat, deposition of the fat will be the good fat will go to the brain. But if you keep the insulin high, the insulin affects the brain and affects and causes amyloid and tau to be, that to put it very simply to you all. I'll develop more about, if you can remember this for next time, then we can talk more about it next time. There are many more things to talk about. Alzheimer's is a very, very important topic, and something that we should not, we should all know about. You should recognize it. You know, your vision in Alzheimer's the vision get what is called monocular. By the peripheral vision is gone, and people will put their hand in someone else's food, thinking it's their food, and you think that they are interfering. So all these things we should know. It's very, very important to know these things. So I hope that you all enjoy. But sing one bhajan. प्रतिबोधिता भगवता
नारायणेन स्वयं
व्यासेनागतपुराणमुनिना
वन्दे महाभारतम्
अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणे भगवते
अष्टादशाध्यायिनी
अम्बा त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते
गीते भवद्वेषिणी
नमोऽस्तु ते व्यासविशालबुद्धे
पुल्लारविन्दायतपत्रनेत्र
येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णा
प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमया प्रदीप
प्रपल्लपारिजाताय
स्तोत्रवेत्रे कपाले
ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय
गीता अमृतदुहे नमः
सर्वोपनिषदो गावो
दुग्धा गोपालनन्दना
पाठो वत्स सुधीर्भुक्ता
दुग्धं गीता अमृतं महत्
वसुदेवसुतं देवं
कंसचाणूरमर्दनं
देवकी परमानन्दं
कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु
भीष्मादुरातता जया दता जला
गान्धारलीलोत्पला
शल्याग्रागवती कृपेरवहरे
कर्णेन वेलाकुला
अश्वत्थामा विकर्णघोरमकरा
दुर्योधनावर्तिनी
श्रुतिरा खलु पाण्डवैरनदे
कैवर्त केशव
पाराशर्या वचस्सरोजबबलौ
गीतार्थगन्धोत्तकम्
राधाख्यादककेशरौ हरिकथा
सम्बोधनाबोधितम्
लोके सलोके सज्जन सत्पदैरहरा
देवीयमानमुदा
भूयद्भारतपङ्कजौ कलिबला
ब्रह्मं श्रियं श्रेयसे
मूकं करोति वाचालौ
भङ्गं लङ्घयते गिरिं
यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे
परमानन्दमाधवम्
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुता
स्तन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः
वेदैः सागपराक्रमो परशुनैर्
गायन्ति यं सामगा
यानावस्तिरतर्गतेरमरसा
पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो
यस्यान्तं लविरो सुगणाम्
देवाय तस्मै नमः
Chapter 15, verse 6. Tadbhasyate suryo
भासते सूर्यो
दशशाङ्को न पावका
शशाङ्को न पावकः
यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते
यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते
तद्धाम परमं मम
तद्धाम परमं मम
Dhamma means abode. Bhagavan Krishna is saying, Natadbhasyate suryo dashashanko napavaka yadgatva nivartante taddhama paramam mama. Bhagavan Krishna is telling Arjuna that where my abode is. And where my abode is, that supreme abode of mine, not even the sun, Natatta Suryo Rabhati Dachanda Taraka, we remember that shloka? Not even the sun can shine its light there. Why? I told you that. If you take a torchlight and put it in the midday sun, you don't see the torchlight. So the torchlight is like the sun, and Bhagwan is like the sun. You got what I mean? So, in my abode, the sun does not shine. Bhasatam suryo nashashanko napavaka. Shashanko is moon. Shashanko is moon. Napavaka is fire. Neither the moon, the sun, nor the fire can shine there. Yet gatva devartalte. Gatva, going. If you get to that place, where the moon is there, but you can't see the moon because of myself, you can't see the sun because of myself. Oh Arjuna, there is my abode. When you get there, you do not return. All these little pleasures of life means nothing to you. Because you are what? You are the supreme. You are with that Lord. That being, that powerful being, who he is. So this is what the Gita is saying. We can do or shall we finish off now?
हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान सीता राम 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 सीता राम 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 सीता राम 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 हनुमान वो सीता राम 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 सीता राम 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 सीता राम 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 सुधार
करुणा रघुवर विमल जसो
चोदायक फल चार
बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके
सुमिरो कवन कुमार
बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि
हरो कलेश विकार हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान
जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर
जय कपीस देहु लोक उजागर
राम दूत तुलित बल धामा
अंजलि पुत्र पवन सुत नामा
महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी
कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी
कंचन वरण विराज सुवेशा
कानन कुंडल कुंचित केशा
हाथ वज्र ध्वजा विराजे
कांधे मूंज जनेऊ साजे
शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन
हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान
विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर
राम काज करिबे को आतुर
प्रभु चरित सुनिबे को रसिया
राम लखन सीता मन बसिया
सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा
विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा
भीम रूप धरि असुर सवार
रामचंद्र जी के काज सवारे
लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए
श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए
रघुपति गिरे बहुत बनाए तुम मम प्रिय भरत सब भाए
हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान
सास बदल तुम यश गावे
अस कई श्रीपति कंठ लगावे
सरदार ब्रह्मादि मुनीषा
नारद सारद सहित अहिसा
जब कुबेर दिखपाल जहाते
कवि कोविद कई सके कहाते
जो उपकार सुग्रीव वही कीरा
राम मिलाए राजपद दीना
तुमरो बंत विभीषण माना
लंकेश्वर भई सब जग जाना
युग सहस्र योजन पर भानु
लील्यो ताहि मधुर फल जानो
प्रभु मुद्रिका मेरे मुख माहे चल मिलांग गए अचर जनाए हनुमान जी हनुमान जी हनुमान जी
हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान
दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते
सुगम अनुग्रह तुमरे देते
राम द्वारे तुम रखवारे
होतन आज्ञा बिन पैसारे
सब सुखल है तुम्हारी शरणा
तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना
आपन तेज सवारो आपन
तीनों लोक हाकते कापे
भूत पिशाच निकट रहे आवै
महावीर जब नाम सुनावे
नाशय रोग हरै सब पीरा
जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा
संकट से हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे
हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान
सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा
दिल के काज सकल तुम साजा
और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे
सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे
चारों युग पर ताप तुम्हारा
है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा
साधु संत के तुम रखवाले
असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे
अष्ट सिद्धि रावण के दाता
असबर दीन जानकी माता
राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा
सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा
तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख में
हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान हमारे राम जी को राम राम कहियो जी हनुमान सीता राम 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 सीता राम 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 सीता राम 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 हनुमान ओ सीता राम 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 सीता राम 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 सीता राम 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 हनुमान सीता राम 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 सीता राम 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 सीता राम 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 हनुमान ओ सीता राम राम
राम लखन सीता बोलो पवन सुत हनुमान की Still waiting for the Doha. Hurry up. Doha did come. Sita Ram 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 Sita Ram.
राम राम सीता राम 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 हनुमान सीता राम 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 सीता राम 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 सीता राम 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 हनुमान ओ सीता राम 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 सीता राम 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 सीता राम 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 हनुमान
We're going to meditation. We talked to the Lord this morning. Prabhu Ji,
प्रभु जी
Daya Karo,
दया करो
मन में
मन में
आरव सो.
आने बसो
तुम बिन लाए
लागे
सुना
तुम बिना लागे सुना
खाली घट में प्रेम भरो.
खाली घट में प्रेम भरो
प्रभु जी
ओ प्रभु जी
तत्मंत पूजा नहीं जानो.
तंत्र मंत्र पूजा नहीं जानू
मैं तो केवल तुमको ही मानो.
मैं तो केवल तुमको ही मानू
सारे जग में ढूंढा तुमको.
सारे जग में ढूंढा तुमको
अब तो आकर बहादुरो.
अब तो आकर बहादुरो
ओ प्रभु जी करो
दया करो
मन में आने बसो We go to 2 pranayams and then we go into silence. Pranayam.
त्र्यंबकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव वन्दनात् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्
Asato ma sadgamaya Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय
Mrityormaya mritamgamaya
ॐ शान्ति 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 ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति
Bhakti ke deep jalao
भक्ति के दीप जलाओ
जीवन को स्वर्ग बनाओ
जीवन को स्वर्ग बनाओ
धरा से पीर मिटाओ
अमृत रस बरसाओ ओम शांति 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 ओम शांति शांति शांति
जीवन को नित महकाओ
जीवन को नित महकाओ
सब अवगुण को बिसराओ
सब अवगुण को बिसराओ
हर संताप हटाओ
नारायण को हर्षाओ ओम शांति 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 ओम शांति शांति शांति
ओम सहनावतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनापतितमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ओम शांति 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 सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ओम शांति शांति शांति. Rub your hands together, put it over your face, and ask that peace, that energy must come within you. Today's prasad is sponsored by a devotee of the temple. Next, Diwali Mela, Shubha we should gather at the ghost station at 12:30 p.m., not 1:30. 1 p.m. the parade starts. I don't know where you get this information from. Huh? We should gather 12:30, 1 p.m. start. And then we come here, they have the fireworks, lights, band. There's a beautiful Ramlila play for an hour with costumes, and it'll be very, very nice. I think you will like it. The Voice of Vedas Academy, Ayurvedic Academy, has a free seminar, the live demo of Shirodhara therapy on Sunday, 16th of October, from 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Keynote speaker is Vaidya Harish Kumar Verma. 1 o'clock is too early, I think. Should be 1:30, but anyhow. Chief guest is Mr. Tibolo. He's a minister of mental health. So it's a very important seminar. If you'd like to come and listen to it and get something from it. Please remember, Karwa Chauth is on Wednesday. Please book your timing slot by calling the temple. Is that Pradosh? Yes, that is real Pradosh, right? On the following Saturday. There's a Shadi Pradosh, that's 22nd. Lakshmi Puja at 7:30 in the morning on Monday morning. And at 6:30 we start again. The fireworks that will be done today will be for Diwali. So, because the weather, we hope, is better today now than it'll be on the 22nd, the 24th, sorry. And the 24th is also Pandit Bhoj's birthday. So it's a very special day also for all of us. Anakut Govardhan Puja on Tuesday, October 25th. Okay. I hope we can do a big Ankut this time, Tej. We should do a big Ankut this time. Yeah. Okay. We are going to do Shri Radhe Gobind. Shri Radhe Gobind, Bhajavan Shri Radhe.
Radhe Shri Radhe Govind, Bhajavan Shri Radhe.
Shri Radhe Jai Jai Radhe.
Radhe Shri Radhe Jai Jai Radhe.
Shri Radhe Gobind, Bhajavan Shri Radhe.
Radhe Shri Radhe Govind, Bhajavan Shri Radhe. Radhe Radhe, 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 Radhe Radhe,
Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Sarjal Visarjal Viveshwakarata Tumi Vishwajyoti Yeho Pradharta.
तुम्हें काल के काल हो शक्ति धारी स्वीकारो स्वयं वंदना अब हमारी। दया धर्म के मन में ज्योति
After Aarti, if anyone is parked in this area, please move your car and put it in another garden avenue or go to the GO station. The bus will bring you back. Or you can join the parade there because I'm going to use my car to go to the GO station, so I can join the parade there too. Let us, hopefully everything will go well. Aarti.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Bhakti Janon ke Sangat Das Janon ke Sangat Kshan mein dur kare
त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ देवः शान्तिरन्तरिक्षगुं शान्ति पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वे देवाः शान्ति ब्रह्म शान्ति सर्वगुं शान्ति शान्तिरेव शान्ति सामा शान्तिरेधि। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। बोलिए महालक्ष्मी विष्णु जी भगवान की जय। महालक्ष्मी तिरुपति बालाजी भगवान की जय। श्री महालक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की जय। धर्म की जय हो, अधर्म का नाश हो, प्राणियों में सद्भावना हो, विश्व का कल्याण हो। हर हर महादेव।
शंभो
शिव 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 शिव।
Thanks, Abhi.